It's now 9 o'clock. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order for June 15th. If I can have we'll start out with Colton. You do our invocation. Yeah.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we are so thankful for this beautiful day that you've given us, and we're thankful for the many blessings of life. Lord, today I ask that you bless the court, give them knowledge, give them wisdom. May everything that they do be to the glory of you and for the betterment of Grant County. Lord, I just ask all these things in Jesus' name.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Chairs, if I can have you call roll.
Magistrate Humphrey.
Present.
Magistrate Coldiron. Are you here?
Okay. Here. I didn't hear Coldiron.
Magistrate Riley.
Here.
And Judge Executive Chuck Dill.
Present. Moving down to item number 5, approval of special meeting minutes for June 8th, 2021.
I make a motion to approve the special meeting minutes of June 8, 2021.
I second.
I have a motion made by Magistrate Riley, a second by Magistrate Coldiron. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving down to fiscal matters, first item we have is approval of claims on the general fund, road fund, jail fund, along with all transfers presented dated June 15th, 2021.
I make a motion to approve the claims this morning against the general fund, road fund, and jail fund, along with the requested transfers as presented dated June 15th, 2021.
I'll second.
I have a motion made by Magistrate Riley, a second by Magistrate Humphrey. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving down to item B, this is our motion to approve the second reading of the county budget for fiscal year 2021-2022.
I'm going to make a motion to approve the second reading of the county budget for fiscal year 2021 and 2022.
I second.
I have a motion made by Magistrate Humphrey, a second by Magistrate Coldiron. Chairs, if you don't mind, can you call roll? Yes. On the vote.
Magistrate Humphrey.
Yes.
Magistrate Coldiron.
Yes.
Magistrate Riley.
Yes.
Judge Executive.
Yes. Motion carries. All in favor.
Aye.
Judge Dills, I just wanted to acknowledge the work that Peggy has done and yourself, along with the department heads, the jail, and the sheriff. I thought things went rather smoothly and proactive, and there was times for us to ask questions and to clarify things. So I just wanted to acknowledge all the stakeholders involved in this year's budget process.
Well, thank you. And it's, like I said, I mentioned Peggy last time. I know that it's a lot of work on their county treasurer, and she does a great job doing it. So thanks a lot, Peggy. Moving down to item C, the Shepherd House SAP program. We have Jared Thomas with us, and we have jailer Mike Webster with us. Is the mic turned on? Okay, it's on.
Jared's going to speak to you guys about the Shepherd's House and the pass-through funding. So they partner up with us pre-COVID, and they suffered along through with us with COVID, and we're very gracious for that. But it has caused a burden to them as well, because we have not been able to fill the bed allotments by working through DOC in a timely manner. We're getting them filled, but it's taking more time than anybody expected. So legislation come up with some things to help fund the classes and so forth. And the arm he wants to talk to you about is where it went from $9 pass through for him to where it would be $10, and we'd like for us to pass that through. Where this is beneficial for the county, not only do we get that funding, which that funding's set up to be a pass-through, but for each graduate, we're going to collect a dollar amount at the end. So for everybody that goes through his program, it'll be 800 to 1,000. Correct me if I'm wrong, we'll be on 1,000 end of it. Also, the blessing to that is I have programs that are in-house that we will be collecting staples for as well, anywhere from $200 to $300 a piece. So it's definitely going to change the money generated for programs. And I'll let Jared talk to you a little bit about what he's been doing.
Yeah, the $9 going to $10 is through the Department of Corrections. It's their way of trying to. The jails have gotten upset because of COVID because it emptied their jails and their programs. So won't cost the county any more money because the Department of Corrections. So you're working off of a $9 grant per head per day. Now you're working off $10. Us being the provider, that'll take us from 9 to 10. What Mr. Webster's talking about, which I think will be good for the jail, is I am a certified alcohol and drug counselor, and I technically am the boss at Grant County, although I'm not there every day, but I sign off on all the paperwork. So that's $1,000 a head per graduate. You run 6 months, and we've got 160 or 140 beds now. So if we have 180 beds, you times 2, and that should be your take off your graduates now. Everybody doesn't graduate, but we stay pretty close. So that's how it'll change. As far as what's going on in Grant County, as you guys know, my biggest obstacle has been hiring people. I don't pay.
That's a country issue.
Yeah, I mean, I don't pay what you'll pay them to stay at home. I just don't. We don't have that kind of budget. So it's really hit me, and it's hit me hard in Grant County, harder than it's hit me in the other counties. When I initially started here, I thought I would pull my workforce from Grant County and Florence. I thought Florence, because it's such an easy drive, and there's a lot of substance abuse counselors available. So I plugged into Northern Kentucky to get graduates from their program, and it just has not paid off. So I'd venture to say half your staff's driving from Lexington every day because they already worked for me. So I've just transferred them down to Grant County. But we're trying to get there. Hopefully, when you stop paying people to stay at home, hopefully they'll come back out and work. But that's just where we're at. But as far as my relationship with Grant County, I don't have a better relationship. Love Mr. Webster, love Jackie and what they do down there, and they've been wonderful and supportive and have given us every opportunity to succeed. So when the money dried up, we dug a bunker and stuck with it. It's a relationship I want. I really like what Mr. Webster does up at the jail, and I like the way he treats people, most of all. And I'm talking about all people, not just people in his jail, but it's like walking around town with the mayor. So he's everybody loves him, and we love him. And like I said, we're gonna dig in and get it fixed and get there. And our numbers are filling up now. And then also, and probably shouldn't say it in a courtroom, but you know, when COVID hit Department of Corrections, they didn't get out of their pajamas. So filling those beds have been hard that way. I mean, communication with the Department of Corrections has been really hard. So when we have empty beds and they want this, and then you email them on Monday, they respond on Friday. It's just been really hard to get the beds filled. But besides that, I'm always happy and optimistic. So that's where I stand with Grant County. If you guys have any questions for me.
I don't know, Jared, have you reached out to NKU, Grant County, possibly to create a relationship to help build some of your employee base?
Yes.
Okay.
5 times.
Okay. I'm sorry. Okay.
I've been up there, and then we have Tracy working in the jail, and she's half a jail employee and half a Shepherd's House employee.
Okay.
So Mr. Webster uses her to do some reentry work. I use her to do some file work. She's a recent graduate, and we thought, you know, and she tried. She talks to her professors, but I mean, you just would be surprised. But I really have tried hard at Northern Kentucky, and I'm trying down at Georgetown College now as well, because Georgetown's an easy commute. Because I was paying attention as I was driving down myself from Lexington. I thought, well, if I lived in Scott County, I'd take this job in a minute. So.
You can't find anyone to work. I just traveled out of town and through 3 different states and went into restaurants, one person working. I mean, lobbies are closed. You know, the dining areas are closed. Just until the government quits paying people to stay at home, we're not going to get anybody to work.
Baffling.
Okay, Jared, thanks. If no one else has any questions.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And I guess we need to sign
Like
a new contract, correct?
that it would allow the,
Yes, we have a copy of the contract, Stephen does. With that being said, I'm going to ask for a motion that allows me to sign the contract, pass, instead of the existing contract being the $9 pass-through, it'll be the $10, and that's during the COVID process, correct? Is how that was
We
set up by the
revisited
Department of Corrections?
at the time that that's exhausted.
Yes.
My understanding is
Yeah, when it goes back to 9, we'll just enter another amendment, but to be honest with you, we'll probably sign a new contract by then, I think. So, and then on the $1,000, that goes to the jail. I don't have anything
And I
to do with
wanted
it.
to ask-
I'll have to submit the graduation certificate. I think that's all I'll have to do.
Is there any incentive for the inmate, like as far as a portion of that money to go, like as an award for like financial, like dollars for them when they exit to have money in their pocket to start?
They're getting extra good time credit.
Okay.
Class and work. That's the only involvement the state has put with it in that program.
Got it.
Reduce their tenure.
Another program, but we want to get through COVID to get this solid,
Yep.
which will put money in their pocket when they go out. They'll put them to work out and work.
And so we probably have, what, about 50 or 60 beds open for them right now?
Hey, Mike, if you don't mind, go in front of the mic, because
I don't
It's not
think we have
picking up
quite
anything.
that many open.
Okay.
So, I've got slated to pick up 8 this week. I got a graduation coming up. One of the things, in all fairness to the Shepherd House, the state has done, they gave me a contract with no bodies to fill. So I have a part of the SOAR, which I've yet to be able to get the classified inmates to fill. We're working through that. We're trying to get them to juggle it to other avenues where we do have a waiting list. But with programs, you talk to one part of DOC, and then you have to talk to the other part, and then they have to talk to each other. So it's very lengthy and overwhelming at times to get one answer. So that's kind of where we are on that. But, for instance, the jail population this morning is at 229. 186 of them are state inmates, and 43 would be county. Now, with that being said, we have court tomorrow for the first time in a long time. I believe it's going to be somewhat in person. So those county numbers could jump. So that's one of the other things we're trying to volley to make sure we have enough room for everybody during all this.
Thank you. So I'll make a motion to modify the Shepherd House contract that reflects $9 pass through to acknowledge the additional dollar at $10 an hour pass through at such point in time that the Department of Corrections funding is exhausted or the 2 years passes to come back and modify the contract.
I second.
I have a motion made by Magistrate Riley, second by Magistrate Codarn. All in favor by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Jared, thanks for coming up. Appreciate it. I know you have a busy schedule, so. Yeah, we'll be done in just a few minutes if you want to just hang. Okay. Okay, we have no old business on our special meeting agenda. New business. Any reports? Anyone want to add anything on this meeting? If not, the only thing I want to add on the judge's report is at 10 o'clock here in the courtroom, finally, with COVID being somewhat gone, is we're going to have retraining the jail be putting on for Class D programs. So it'll be where the Class D program will start to come back out in the community to work.
That's great.
Now, with the judge announcing that, I just want to put this disclaimer in there. It's going to be limited because they have to be vaccinated, the supervisor has to be vaccinated, and I have to be able to come up with those numbers fill them spots. So it'll be slow as well in the beginning.
So do you have the cities participating? And
Yes,
Okay.
we passed out some flyers to them announcing that we were having this class, and we've got a pretty good participation up front, so I think we'll have a pretty good class
Well, that's
today.
fantastic. That's very pleasing to hear.
At least we're headed in the right direction.
And also, while I'm up here, I'll still the mic one more time. They believe that this funding could be long-term.
The $10.
That the way they're generating, they're trying to come up with something to pay for what you're doing, for lack of better words. So the more you do, the more you make. And this is the funding. Now they tied it in with this House bill with Relief Act and things first, but it's our belief, and nothing's proven till the check's in the hand, but that this could turn into something long term. So I believe programs are going to be the way to go, as we've stated before.
Well, thanks for the great work you're doing, Mike, and thanks for the great work your team's doing, Jared, over the jail with the programs. That's all I have to say on that. Item number 9, citizens address. Does anyone have anything to bring up? If not, before we ask for a motion to adjourn, just remind everyone we have another special meeting, Monday, June 28th, 2021. It will be by Zoom at 9 a.m., and it will be clearing up all the claims for the end of the fiscal year before we start off July 1. Our next regular meeting will be held July 6, 2021, 6:30 p.m., and it'll be back here in the courtroom. With that being said, I need a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
I will second.
I have a motion
Sorry,
made by
Roger.
Magistrate Riley, a second by Magistrate.
Oh,
No, I made the motion.
You made the
I was
motion.
second. I cut off Roger.
A second by Magistrate Humphrey.
Oh,
All in favor by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
really neat. His mouth was opening, but no words were coming out.
You was waiting for that, weren't you?